Hello YouTube, this is Daniel here from DB Tech Projects, back here with another video. In this video I'm going to show you how to create a PowerShell script which can query a film API and then send you back some results. So I've got some examples here of the queries that we can do. So I've created a function called getFilmStats, which I'll show you how that all breaks down in a second. But just from the commands we can see we're going to get the stats for the Avengers film, and then we just pass the year, and I've got my API key stored in this variable. So that's going to go off and get the query the API and get us some data here. So we're taking the title of the film, the votes, and the IMDb rating as well. So I'm just going to show you a few other queries just from different films and also some different years as well. So let's just run those. And there we go, so it's returned all the correct information for those films. To get your API key for this, I will leave the link in description, but the site is here, so it's OMDB API, and then we just come over to API key, and then you just put your email in here, and you can either become a patron or you can request a free API key, which you will get up to 1,000 calls per day on that API key. So if we just want to go over the function, so underneath the hood, what we're doing is we're making a request to this URL here, omdbapi.com, and then your API key in this key here, and then we're just specifying the film and the year at the end. And then we use invoke-webrequest method, which I showed you in the previous video, and then we're just going to store it in the, and then we're going to use the request variable here, which we stored our request in. So if I just take that, give that a quick copy, and then we run that, clear the screen, and then we just run $info. This is, we can see here the full request. So we've got the title of the film, the year, the rating, and then a load of other information. So our function here, if we take a look, is taking the title, the votes, and the IMDb rating, and then we'll just output that on the screen for you. So it's taking exactly what's up here and outputting it onto the screen. If you want to loop through the films, you will need to create custom objects like the one below, because each request needs the film name and the year. So we need to create an object with multiple properties. So each object will have the property of year and its title. And then I've got another little function here which will use a for each loop to go through and run the PowerShell function get film stats and output all of the data for you. So if we just go ahead and run that. So again, we're creating these custom objects for 3 Star Wars films. We've got the years and we've got the titles in those objects. So we're just going to go ahead and run that. And I missed out the last bracket. And then we can see it comes back really quickly, and we've got our 3 films here with the titles, the votes, and the IMDb rating. I'll also include this little script here, this little function, which will be able to post these stats to a SQL database. Unfortunately, I don't have that database set up at the moment, but if you just put the SQL Server name in here, this will go through and then post all of the films into your SQL database. So you can see I did have a database called film data and a table name of Star Wars, and then you pass the films in this films variable. So we've got here Star Wars 4, 5, and 6. And what I've also gone ahead and done is create a little GUI version of this. So this utilizes the same function, but also provides you with a GUI. So this utilizes .NET and the system Windows Forms assembly here. So we add that in, and then we can go off and create a main form and provide all the labels and data and everything like that. I do have a link in the description on how you can create this. It's pretty simple. You're just creating text boxes and a form and giving it, a width and a height and a location to put the text. And then as you can see here, for the actual function, we've got a button which is get movie stats, and then a add click, so an on click function. And then we're going to take the text. Sorry, this is the output text which we're going to provide to the user. We're going to run the get film stats PowerShell function, and then we've got the key text box, the film name text box, and then the year text box, and then it's going to run off and get the results from the API and output it to you on the screen. So if we just go ahead and run that, our API key, I'm going to put in a film year and a film name. You do need spaces. You need to be pretty specific with your film titles as well. It may return the wrong film if you've put in like a space or space where there isn't need to be a space or a slightly misspelling. It will probably return the wrong film or no film at all. So you need to be a bit specific. So we go ahead and click Get Movie Stats, and we can see that's returned successfully. And we've got the whole query in here pretty much. It might be selecting other other aspects of the API. Let's just have a quick look through of the code. So we're going to get movie stats, get film stats. I've probably got another version of the function here. Yeah, so we can see here in this version of the function, we're selecting the title, the votes, the IMDb rating, awards, runtime, director, and plot. Apologies for the confusion here. I wrote this function a good few years ago. I haven't really, I've only just started looking at it again, so it's taken a while to remember how all of this works. But it's pretty simple under the hood, but there are a few things which are different across the different PowerShell commandlets that I've written. So yeah, that's everything for this video. As I said, I will provide all the links in the description for the GitHub repository, the linked on how to create these PowerShell forms, because this can be quite useful if you're going to be using a PowerShell script with users, so they can just get a basic form which they can just press like complete and input a few bits of data into, which I have used in the past for some data processing, which you might be able to utilize. And I'll also send a link for the OMDB API, so you can get your API key and start practicing this yourselves. So yeah guys, thank you for watching the video. Please like, comment and subscribe.